Word on the web is Persona 6 could be starring a female protagonist. Now, this would be the first time that Persona could be starring a female protagonist. They had a lead female protagonist in part 2 and a swappable in part 3, which goes and lies into the heart of some of this story or the theories. So don't come after me, y'all, because you start talking about Personas, you start talking about Final Fantasy a little bit. Like, I did a video talking about the sales of Final Fantasy, and people out here leaving me hateful ass comments. Damn it, I didn't buy. I bought it. Look, I hit the controller. Got me dropping my controllers. I bought it day one. I've been waiting for that game for forever. Why you mad at me? Why you mad at me? Because there's no female protagonist in P3. Listen, I'm sorry. This is the first time I've gotten the chance to play Persona Trey. I really didn't want to play it on the PlayStation Portable. I like my RPGs on full screen. The news conveniently came around at the same time we realized that we were not getting the female swappable, the option to play as the female protagonist in Persona 3 Reload. And Atlus, they made a solid stance about why they couldn't do it. And as a moderate indie dev, listen, there's a lot of events, a lot of scenarios, a lot of tweaking, twerking, and working that you do have to do, especially when it comes to these different options. Just if you look at if this person is not attracted to, what if the main character is only attracted to women, and that's a woman, and in you have to go through all these different type of scenarios and things that they might not want it to do. Of course, if it original had it, you need to do it again, but not necessarily, especially not necessarily if by chance Persona is waiting to do a female protagonist. Personally, as a brother of color, I would love to actually see, and it's not gonna happen, I know. Make your own game, Geek. I'm working on it. I would love to see a male POC, a person of color, as the POV. Actually, I wanted to actually do a mod trying to get Tyon from Xenoblade, that character model, inside of Persona 5, and I would do something slick like call it Persona Black. I probably would have to do it on the PC because they wouldn't come after me. If I did anything on the Switch, they might come after me. They might come after me. Even though the Switch is the last system that I completed the game, my best playthrough was on the Switch. Actually, one playthrough in damn near every link. But along with the ongoing speculation about Persona 6 even thinking about having a female protagonist, especially after the absence of P3s, there's also been some rumbling that Persona 6, whenever we get that, is going to be slated to drop on the next Nintendo Switch, which that's actually a really good idea. The only problem with that is, when are we going to get this fabled Switch? When are we going to get... Matter of fact, both of them came out around the same time. Persona 5 and the Nintendo Switch. When did Persona 5 come out? In 2016, and the Nintendo Switch in March of 2017. So they're neck and neck, and I always thought it was a travesty. It was just downright stupid that Atlus act like they didn't want no money, because the perfect game to play on your Switch was Persona 5. And I've seen how Persona 5 runs on the Switch and on the PlayStation 4, and yeah, it could have handled it. I don't know what kind of lock, drop, tuck and roll that they were doing at the time, or licensing play. Maybe they were waiting for Smash Brothers, but yeah, Joker was a hit there too. I can see it. They shouldn't mess around and not go get this bag, especially... I don't know what the Switch is going to be, but it has to be. Switch 2 has to be. It has to be more powerful than the PlayStation 4, right? So can we get PlayStation 4 Pro, at least. That's kind of sad now. Gone are the days where Nintendo actually fought in battle in the great console wars along with Xbox and Sega, the four great nations of the land: Dreamcast, Xbox, GameCube, and PS2. According to the Persona leaker MBKKSTBH5, that's a tongue twister, they say that Persona 6 will be appearing on Nintendo Switch's next console, but they didn't have too many other things happening or nothing else to say. Y'all know how these leaks and stuff go. Atlas themselves haven't announced anything, like I was talking about earlier, about the RPG, and we've just been getting more ports and more ports and more ports of Persona 5, and now we're going into more ports into Persona 3. So kind of like Grand Theft Auto, they can just kind of keep milking us out for a long time, it seems. So if you don't think that the rumors, I'll put the link in the description. I gotta source the site. Stop coming from it, y'all. Can't we all just game along? MBKK, that's what I'm gonna call them. Just abbreviate the name. I'm not about to do everything else. Actually hit on some other good Atlas and Persona, I almost said 3, Persona rumors, and claimed that Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor were going to be released on the new system. But it doesn't look like we're getting Persona 3 anytime soon for the Switch. So again, is there any validity to it? With the money that they made from Persona 5 and Persona 5 Tactica, I don't see why Nintendo wouldn't do it. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Were you upset about not having a female protagonist in Persona 3 Reload? Do you want to see a Persona 6 female protagonist? Do you care? Do you want it optional? A person of color? Well, you know what might even be pretty cool too? If we were like Xenoblade Chronicles X did that. Also, what White Knight Chronicles did that as well. They allowed you to pick the gender and the race/ethnicity of the characters you wanted, and then they went around and they experienced things in the world. I think that actually is a really better option. I mean, the heroes never talk anyway, so it ain't like Mass Effect where I spent 2 hours having my dude look like myself or my great uncle, and then all of a sudden he sounds like Clint Eastwood. But that's all I got for y'all today. If you did like this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. It lets YouTube know you like the content that you see so they can push it in front of more people. And if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all things RPGs, RPGs, if you please, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I make geekly content here on the channel all the time. And don't forget archives on Saturdays. You like Toonami? You like RPGs? Hey, 7 hours of pure, unadulterated role play for you, not them. Well, no, it's for everybody. And as always in the web, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.